So how many people here actually care about their trash? Like, you put some conscious effort into maybe sorting your trash, putting it in a recycling bin, putting it, all right, that's a handful. I honestly expected no one because trash is pretty much a pain to deal with, and it hasn't been made easier by any of our businesses. Like for example, in my workplace where I work at a restaurant, we don't separate recycling at all. What goes in the bins goes in the dumpster. And so in this presentation, I want to kind of highlight what we can do to improve our trash situations and improve the sustainability of our community and our businesses and our own homes. And so this is some top, so so I think that there's a lack of accountability when it comes to maintaining the sorting of our trash specifically, when it comes to especially electronics. Many people just throw away their electronics into the bin. And this is a problem because these electronics, like especially batteries, can leak many harmful chemicals that can eventually make their way into our waterways, which can harm us, not only organisms and things that live in the water, us. And so we need to really focus in on what we can do to improve our garbage collection, our separation, and the process itself. And so let's talk about, go on. So let's talk about what we were doing before, what we're doing now, and what we can do in the future. And so around the 30s, 40s, 50s, around that area, the city of New York just dumped their trash into the rivers. Like there was not a care in the world for anything. They just threw it into the rivers and said, if I can't see it, it ain't my problem, right? And so eventually some people came up and were like, well, we should dump it into the waterways. That's bad for us, it's bad for the environment. And so let's come up with landfills. And so landfills were made as the original solution to trash. And for a while they worked, but they had many issues. They were unregulated, and this caused many issues. One such issue, or one such example I can give is with the Holtz family. They are a family of landowners in Nashville, Tennessee, who all got cancer based off of TC pollution. TC pollution is the pollution of those disinfectants, those cleaning solutions that we use to clean our surfaces. That can actually end up in the waterways. And this entire family got cancer. Not only them though, the generations after them also got cancer. And so it absolutely devastated that family. And this is all due to TC pollution that happened due to landfills being unregulated. And then sometime in the 70s, recycling was adopted as another solution to help mitigate the amount of trash that goes into landfills due to the issues with landfills at the time. All right, and so this is kind of my chart here on the way by which the problem of waste is getting worse. So recycling used to be sorted by recycling companies, where you just throw it, everything goes in the trash, and they sorted it at the facility, and they took care of it. So us, the consumer, had nothing to worry about. And this resulted in lots of higher costs for the companies, but it ensured that at least things were getting recycled. And so now responsibility is placed on us. And that, as evidence has shown, based off of the many ways by which people abuse the recycling system, it's not exactly a good thing that we are responsible. And so within the US specifically, there's not many people who care too much about their trash. They'll just say, okay, well, if I can't see it, it's in the bin, it's not my problem. It's now someone else's problem. And this is the complete opposite of other countries, such as Japan, which has a very, a culture based around yourself, taking care of what you can do to, mitigate all these problems at the facilities that take care of trash. And so they sort their trash into not only composting, but they also do recycling. They sort out the metals, plastics, papers, and all that. And based off of all this, you can see at the bottom here, with all of these factors, there is a continual growth on the problem as people care less and less about trash. We can go to the next slide. All right, so now I want to talk about recycling, because recycling isn't exactly what everyone makes it out to be. Recycling is still a manufacturing process. As much as we like to say it is the solution, we cannot be at that right now. We have to say that recycling is one of our solutions, but it can't be our only solution, because the process of recycling, specifically paper, can emit many harmful chemicals that are toxic for us, for organisms, for our waterways. It destroys everything. Not only that, it uses a lot of energy, a lot. So I forget exactly the exact wattage, but there were estimates that it uses for about a month of usage, it uses about the same power as 100,000 American homes in the span of the same month. And so that is a lot of energy. And not only that, recycling is very expensive. Many third world countries still have not adopted recycling because it's extremely expensive. And so this needs to be used in conjunction with other solutions. On to the next slide. And so now I want to present a solution that can physically not only help the students at this campus, receive payment back for their recycles, but this can also help kind of incentivize recycling in general. So this is the CRV vending machine. I have a picture of one right here. This is a general picture. And this can help mitigate just one area of recycling, which is just bottles, glass, and things like that have a CRV value. And so I guess I should explain what CRV is. So CRV is the California, redemption value. And what that means is that on every bottle you buy, you have to pay this extra 5 to 10 cents fee on top of the bottle. And the way they get you to incentivize recycling that bottle is by taking it to a CRV center to then redeem the value and get it back. And so essentially what this vending machine would do is you would put in your bottle and you would get back that 5 to 10 cents per bottle. And so this can actually help with maybe the area in the bank, students who may need the extra money but have a lot of bottles can take it in and get a decent chunk of money. It's not life-changing, but it is something. And so I did email Dr. Van Cook about this and got no response. So I hope that we can eventually get one of these on this campus. So next slide. All right, so this is actually kind of a cool solution. I took biology this semester, and so this is a biological solution with biotechnology. This is talking about bacteria that eat plastic. Currently, it only really works on PET plastics, so polyurethane, water bottles. So this plastic was discovered sometime in Japan, I believe around 2007, 2008, and they started genetically modifying it to see if we can use it in applications. And there are some drawbacks to it. It's a potential risk to ecosystems, as any biotechnology is. We can accidentally invent a bacteria that eats flesh. We can do all kinds of things with bacteria. And so I don't have many details on this because obviously they wouldn't release so many details about this because it is potentially a very harmful solution. So on to the next one. All right, so currently, how many people have noticed the labels at the Valencia campus on some of the recycling bins? All right, so if you haven't, I'll just describe them for you. They are a white box with lots and lots of text, no pictures, no colors. And so how are we supposed to get people to recycle if you have to spend like 2 minutes reading the thing? And so what I decided to do is I actually decided to make labels that were more pleasing to the eyes and actually show you what can go in it instead of having you read the thing. And so according to my research, labels and bins can help recycling by up to 50% in schools. And so this is pertaining specifically to schools. The study was done on high school, but I'm sure that it's applicable to many other areas with large bodies of people. And this is actually pretty cost effective. Printing things it's not too bad in terms of cost. The most expensive part was getting it laminated, but I was able to handle that myself with not too much having to work, not having to work too much about that. So next slide. All right, and so I guess I want to talk about my interview with Miss Robin Granisey. And so I drove all the way up to Lancaster, maybe a month ago now, and I met and spoke with Robin Granisey. She runs a gift shop and also a CRV recycling center over there in Lancaster. And she gave me many insights into what she does as someone who has done CRV for like 10 to, not 10, like 20 years plus. I forget the exact number she gave. But she gave me many issues. So did anyone here know that grocery stores were supposed to give you the CRV value back if you bring your bottles to them? Literally no one, because not even the grocery stores themselves knows this. I actually called several grocery stores in our area to see if they would take my CRV bottles, and none, not even the manager, knew about this. They themselves don't even know about this. And there is a fine for it as well. If they do not accept your bottles, there's $100 per day fine. So, as you can see, that's a pretty big issue with the CRV system. There's not too many in our area either. There's like 3 in Santa Clarita. And there's a big problem with funding, obviously, because as many things go, money is always the issue. And as well, there's no access or knowledge on the topic. Not many people know that you can actually earn money from your old bottles, and especially things like glass. On to the next slide. All right, so this is my my label, I guess, that I designed myself. I just ripped some pictures of stuff off the internet, posted on this, slapped it on some bins, good to go. And that's about it, I think.